MEAIDDOCK。
哦，那个没点。
那个下次会传。
哦，那下次那个。
I think the tales of the mermaid was more a fisherman's fantasy sort of thing, rather than a woman's fantasy seeing a merman. In some stories you do get the merman as well, but I think it goes back to also some ships, the old ships, they used to have a mermaid on the front of the ship, and I think it might be also something to do with a good luck charm as well. Or there's tales of when boats sink, maybe that's the mermaid calling the men to the sea.
So if that's the fantasy of the sailor boy, then why the mermaid is always like evil? Because they're like seducing the man or even kill them.
People are quite destructive with the sea and things. And I think if people think mermaids are not very nice, maybe they wouldn't go into the sea so much.
What is that?
These are cuttle traps.
Whoa, for the fish?
No, for cuttles.
Do you have any paranormal experience when you are go to the sea?
Paranormal?
Yeah, like mermaid or something.
No. We're normal.
Why when we talk about mermaid, it's like always the female, not the male
The merman?
merman. Yeah.
Don't know. Not very sexy, are they, mermen?
So do you think maybe Lilith, she is like the mother of the mermaid or something?
It could be. I wonder if it's. I mean, I don't quite know when those, because Lilith's been drawn over like 2,000 years.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people look back at these characters in the past with their new ideas, because Lilith is often seen as kind of Eve and Lilith, the two women. She's often portrayed as like the bad one, and Eve's kind of the pure one. So I could see her being compared to like a harpy, with harpy being the bird siren, but also often used as a pejorative against women. I could see her being portrayed as that, as a kind of deliberate attempt to vilify her a bit. But also I could see that coming from the old traditions, like in I think in some Islamic traditions, the angel that spoke to Adam and Eve and Lilith was Melek Tawas, the peacock angel, so he's got a lot of bird connotations. It's interesting how they feed into each other. I mean, like you say about the sirens being birds, that kind of survived a little bit in the European traditions. We have these folk songs and folk tales about swan women a lot of the time, who kind of portray the same role as the mermaids, but often, like there's this one story of a woman who wears sort of the feathers of a swan, and that becomes her undoing because she gets shot by her lover who's hunting swans, who doesn't recognize her. Sometimes it's her bridal gown in white that is mistaken for a swan. And yeah, you get these other stories of women using like animal hide, often bird hide, as a way of escaping marriages they don't want. And it's almost a bit like the Cinderella story, if you're familiar with that. But instead of it being a sort of servant woman, it's a kind of animal beast that works for the prince, who then doesn't realize the woman he's fallen in love with is the same woman that he's treated so poorly, who he thinks is a bird. So yeah, there's kind of a through line. This is that song I mentioned from Sussex.
We fall upon those launching beds, for sailors have at sea. Last Easter day in the morning fair, we was not far from land. We spied a mermaid sitting on a rock, with a comb and a glass in her hand, with a comb and a glass in her hand.